The Fed chairman said we are getting close to the end. Hello, beautiful people. Shalom, moneymakers. This would be a very, very bullish signal for XRP, for the crypto market, if he finally finishes what he means. Plus, a new partnership for Ripple in Africa. Very, very interesting. And China, Trump, all that, and how the market is being affected by any little news that comes out on that topic. As always, I want to remind you that this video is for entertainment purposes only, not financial advice, and you should always do your own due diligence before you decide to invest. I will never tell you to buy, to sell, or to hold. Currently, XRP is sitting at $2.44, down minus 2.2% on the day. Bitcoin down 1.7%, Ethereum down 3%, under 4,000 at this moment. There's actually been a little bit of a sell-off here. All markets, also the stock market, they dropped off here. I don't know, maybe President Trump said something about China, or China said something about the US, but that's the current situation. It reminds me a lot of how April kind of was like this, that anything that they said, was moving the market. And then in like June, July, it really wasn't affecting. Like we talked about, oh, they signed a deal, and then the market didn't really react. But when there was fear, it was selling off every single time. So it kind of reminds me of that. But I'll show you an interesting stat. Make sure to watch all the way to the end of the video, of course, that I think you'll find very, very interesting about the current situation of the crypto market. We also got a new crypto bill out. The Retirement Investment Choice Act aims to codify Trump's executive order, allowing crypto and private equity in 401k retirement plans. So there was an executive order, and we know that executive orders can be easily reversed. So now we have a bill that is going to potentially go through the channels and become a law, right? So that would be important for the crypto market. But Treasury Secretary Bessent says he's optimistic about China and they're in communication with them. This was earlier today, right? But now, if I pause the video for a second and I look, there's probably something that either the president said or China said, right? So this is the current situation of the market. We have to take it with a grain of salt. It's going to continue to be like this, maybe for a little bit while. Hopefully, by the time I get back home, we get back to regular schedule. The market gets back to some good momentum. Right? Maybe that's going to be the blessing. Ripple expands global custody footprint in Africa through a new collaboration with Absa Bank. I think they're in South Africa, right? Yes, South Africa. And so again, another bank partnership for Ripple, another potential usage for XRP, or usage of XRPL, and therefore usage of XRP. So again, another partnership for Ripple. They continue to broaden their horizon. Now let's talk a little bit about what Powell said. He was speaking today, the Fed chairman. Powell said, we may be approaching the end of our balance sheet contraction in the coming months. QT will be ending soon. If you remember, do you remember? A while back, we were actually talking about Benjamin and his theory, and I kind of agreed with him at the time, that two things needed to happen for the crypto markets to get into its parabolic movement. One was Bitcoin dominance hitting 70. Now that didn't happen, but we did see it get close. We got to 66, right? 66. And QT needed to end, right? And we didn't get 70. I don't know if we'll get 70, right? By the way, it was interesting, also something that we were getting closer and closer to crossing over on the 1348 EMA for Bitcoin dominance. And once that happened, it was that crazy day. Maybe they waited for this to happen, and then they did the shenanigans on Binance. Could be. Now that I'm looking at this, right? It happened right here, right? Did you see that? Right here, boom. Interesting. Very, very interesting. But anyway, so those two things would potentially need to happen. Money being printed into the market by the Fed, and buying up assets, and Bitcoin hitting a certain dominance and then altcoin market starting off of that. We'll see, but this could be a very bullish thing for crypto if quantitative tightening finally ends. Okay. He also said that the economic growth before the government shutdown may be better than expected. So does this mean less interest rate cuts, more interest rate cuts? It's kind of confusing, right? And we know what the market doesn't like. The market doesn't like confusingness, uncertainty. Right? Confusingness is not a word. I made up a word. I'm sorry. So we'll see. He also talked about how he will not comment on Bitcoin or gold. We think inflation is driven by fundamental supply and demand factors. Okay. So again, he didn't want to comment on it, so didn't comment, right? Because we know gold is hitting all-time high. Bitcoin hit an all-time high, but then, sold off of that. So we'll see. We'll see. It's interesting that we were talking about, now I'm looking at this, we were talking about how there was like a parabolic movement. And then we had this, pop up here. And it was like, oh, maybe the parabolic movement is over, but maybe we're back into this sideways movement. This was just an anomaly. Maybe. By the way, if you want to take advantage of leverage and the markets, our partner Blofin will give you the opportunity to do so. Link is in the description down below, but please trade responsibly. Okay, we got the bonus, the deposit bonus, $300. You can start trading with that. No harm, no foul. You can, use it. And if you lose it, nothing happens. Link is in the description down below. But again, please trade responsibly. We learned that using leverage, you can make a lot of money, but you can also lose a lot of money as well. I say that every time I talk about a leverage platform because I've experienced both of it, right? So please trade responsibly. And remember that although Blofin, and others are strong, we've seen exchanges close down, we've seen them go insolvent, we've seen them close positions. So read the user agreement, make sure you understand the risk and reward, and I will get a commission if you use my link. So thank you for that. Again, link is in the description down below, and please trade responsibly. I forgot about this. Technical difficulty time, right? I was supposed to bring this to you before. President Trump accused China of an economic hostile act by not buying U.S. soybeans. Trump says considering terminating business with China having to do with cooking oil and other elements of trade as retribution. And of course, I saw a stock that of soybeans, I think Australian soybeans, that was going bananas. So again, these are things that create fear in the market, create uncertainty in the market. And when that happens, we see sell-offs. Okay, so that was another thing. And this is the stat that I told you would want to wait to the end of the video to see. According to Kalshi, breaking searches for buy Bitcoin have not reached the highs of 2017 and 2021. Has the bull market even started? Right? Think about it. 2017, we were at 20,000 for Bitcoin. 2021, we're at 60,000. Now we're at 110,000. So are people uninterested? Or / people already know how to buy Bitcoin. So they're not searching for buy Bitcoin, right? Because people know Robinhood, Coinbase, right? In the US, this is the US. It's easier than ever. There's a lot of commercials on TV. So maybe back in the day, 2017, 2021, maybe less people knew how to buy Bitcoin. And now most people do. So maybe. But 75% of investors have zero exposure to crypto. That means only 25% of investors are invested in crypto. So there's another 75 that don't. So maybe they don't know how to buy Bitcoin. Maybe I'm a little bit naive. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think? Are we early? Are we in the middle? Are we towards the end? Is it all a facade? Are we going to see the market pump in the next week or so? I'm very interested. I saw someone that said, and I don't want to get you too excited, said that maybe tomorrow, maybe. I don't like that because, I don't like putting dates on things, but it will be very interesting to see how the market plays out. Don't forget to drop a comment, 8 for infinity and beyond. Check out the links in the description down below. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. And like I always say, oh, and check out Blofin if you're interested. Then Bitunix also we have, and BTCC. Check them all out. See if anything interests you. And like I always say, this one. Let's make a lot of money.